Do your kids like the fact that you were the voice of fear
in Inside Out? Yeah, they do, yeah. I mean, my daughter Harper, she had a birthday, and she turned 3, and we made it an Inside Out birthday.
Oh.
And she was like, I wanted a Frozen birthday, but okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was kind of like...
What did you tell her when she said, I want Frozen?
I'm like, but Daddy wasn't in Frozen. Daddy was in Inside Out. So that's how that works.
That's the right answer.
And,
don't you worry about that kid.
Don't you worry about that kid. And then we put Fear, the character I played, on her cake, and she was just so like, what is it? This is all about you. And then she said, if anybody, I would have liked to have Joy on the cake, you know? And I said, yeah, Joy is pretty great. And I go, you know, Daddy knows Joy. Amy Poehler is a good friend of Daddy's. And my daughter Hannah went, stop bragging.
How old is she? That's pretty funny.
She's 5 years old, but
great.
yeah, she's, they bust my balls all day.
SNL obviously was such a great, I mean, you're doing so much great work now, but SNL was such a tremendous outlet for your impressions, your voices. Mm-hmm. Do you get to do that in your everyday life, just to at least vent some of it?
Yeah, so for Trainwreck, we just got back, we went to Europe and we went all around and we went to Dublin to promote the movie. And we were in Dublin, Ireland, and I came back and I was just walking around just New York, just doing an Irish accent. Mm-hmm. And a woman...
Just to amuse yourself?
Just to amuse myself, like, oh, look at that. Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so hot outside. Oh. And then, it's not good. And then a woman came, and then a woman came up to me and she was like, are you him? And I was like, no, people think it's me. I get confused for them all the time. And I just sat and had this conversation with this woman for like 10 minutes. And I was like, no, I'm a radio producer in Dublin. Yeah, no. We had Seth Rogen come in. He was doing Funny People Press. And he said, didn't I work with you before? And I said, no, I look like him, but not, you know. And
how long? You did this for 10 minutes?
For 10 minutes on a street corner. And then she goes, can I take a picture with you anyway? And I said, sure, yeah, why not? I love it. Yeah. So for that woman, that was me. I'm sorry, that was me.
You're terrible.
I talked to her for like 10 minutes, and her husband had a bunch of like shopping bags. It was just like, Dorothy, you know what I mean? Like this guy, I felt bad for him. But.
I have noticed there's different kinds of comedians. There are the ones that are sort of depressed in regular life, and then they're the one, and then they put it on for when they're on camera. You're one of those guys who's just, when I've hung out with you, we've had a meal, you're hilariously funny just all the time.
Oh, thanks.
You're making, you want to amuse yourself, you want to amuse the people around you. What other stuff do you do, like if you're just traveling to amuse yourself? Because I have things like that I do. My wife cannot believe.
What do you do?
Me, I'm just constantly, I don't even want to get into it, it's too disturbing. I'm constantly...
Our bathrooms and the dressing rooms abut each other, like, you know, they're like...
Yeah, right.
And I'll be in my bathroom and I'll just hear him and his going...
I do whole scenes where I'm like shouting I'll like shout at the mirror like, you've got no idea what you're in for. And people are like, just random craziness. But
it's like, yeah, it's like Jack Nicholson, The Shining.
Yeah, but I've heard that you do.
I do a weird thing where I have to gate check a bag. You know, like when you gate check a bag, I always pretend there's someone hiding in the bag, and I whisper to them. So I'm like, oh, here's my bag. I'm like, it's gonna be all right, buddy. All right, here you go. And the people are always like, that big bag, and you're like, it's gonna be all right, here we go. We're going on the plane. I'll see you in Chicago.